Hello and welcome to Campus Currents, where we help you navigate the tides of campus living. My name's Diego Dumlao.
And my name is Hadia Noor, and we're back for our first episode of the year and ready to catch you up on the latest Seattle U news.
Let's dive right in. It's becoming more important to be media literate in a world where misinformation and AI-generated content is increasing at an alarming pace. According to the Pew Research Center, 53% of young adults get their news and information from social media. Earlier this year, Meta announced the removal of fact-checkers on Instagram and Facebook and replaced it with the option for community notes. With no way to check if information has any verification or bias, misinformation spreads much easier. Given these circumstances, Seattle University is working to bridge the gap with misinformation and educational spaces. The STEM departments have entire labs dedicated to teaching students how to identify misinformation and make sure no biased research is used. The Lemieux Library offers media literacy courses to all classes. It's becoming increasingly important for everyone to have the tools to identify reliable information in these unreliable times.
How are your media literacy skills, Diego?
I'd like to think they're pretty good.
Are you willing to debate over them?
Oh, well, now I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
Well, if you don't want to debate, I know two people who will. Mayoral candidates Bruce Harrell and Katie Wilson met in the Pickett Auditorium to debate whether the incumbent Harrell deserves a second term or whether the city needs more progressive anti-establishment leadership. The candidates covered a variety of topics, including public safety and policy, homelessness and drug abuse, affordability, and more. More so than any singular policy, the debate centered around ideological differences. Harrell aimed to establish authority and blamed external forces for Seattle's issues. He proposed that continuing establishment policies was the only tangible fix. Wilson blamed Harrell's administration mismanagement for city issues and pushed progressive policies and taxation as the solution Seattle needs. The Seattle U and Greater Capitol Hill community will join the rest of Seattle in deciding the city's mayoral leadership in the November 5th election.
As the 2025 to 26 academic year begins, Seattle University is welcoming more than new and returning students to campus. With the acquisition finalized, Cornish College of the Arts has officially become part of the Seattle U community. While day-to-day life remains unchanged for students at Cornish, there are some differences from last year for students across both campuses. Cornish students now have access to resources like University Recreation, the Health Center, the Career Engagement Center, and much more. Still, these changes have been slow to take effect. Brittany Sullivan-Danes, program coordinator for student life at Cornish, said, quote, "Cornish students are kind of living in two worlds right now," end quote. The student government of Seattle University and the Cornish Student Senate plan to schedule regular combined meetings to increase the flow of information between the two campuses. Students look forward to opportunities for collaboration between the campuses over the coming years.
There's already collaboration happening between the First Hill and South Lake Union campuses.
Oh, are they collaborating on a big game of Capture the Flag?
Not quite.
Oh.
Cornish College of the Arts at Seattle University is home to the next generation of artists. Every floor of the main building houses projects from the students and staff to showcase Cornish's mission to inspire and educate their students. The projects displayed range in medium from sculptures to paintings. Even the floors of the buildings feature artwork including painted sunflowers that lead to the library as well as simple tile designs. A Cornish faculty visual arts exhibition called Tempo Tempus, Rhythm and Time in Visual Art is currently up at the Banke Family Gallery, which features Seattle U Arts professors. Other upcoming events on the South Lake Union campus include a faculty music showcase, a visual artist lecture, and The River Bride, a play put on by Cornish's theater department.
For the first time since 1961, the city of Seattle hosted the prestigious Hugo Awards, a recognition of the best literary contributions to science fiction and fantasy genres. The award ceremony, an accompanying 5-day convention named WorldCon, is held annually all over the world. This year, authors, artists, and organizations traveled from far and wide to fill the Seattle Convention Center from August 13th to the 17th. With many hours of panels from authors and experts, there was truly something to interest everyone. Topics ranged from educational to creative to entertaining or somewhere in between. The convention closed with the official Hugo Awards ceremony, where author Robert Jackson Bennett took home the Best Novel Award for his book titled The Tainted Cup. A number of other authors and creators were recognized for exceptional work in poetry, writing, and visual media.
What kind of awards do you think Seattle U could earn?
What about an award for the most bunnies?
That's a good one. Anything else?
What about an award for the best student broadcast?
Okay, yeah, that's also a good one.
Well, what do you think?
Maybe an award for the nicest FIFA World Cup practice facility?
Huh?
This upcoming summer, Seattle will be a U.S. location for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Seattle University's own championship field will serve as a practice facility location for the teams playing matches here in Seattle. Home to the Seattle Seahawks, Sounders, and Reign, Lumen Field received a renovation to help prepare for the upcoming tournament. Lumen Field wasn't the only Seattle facility to receive an upgrade. In May, Championship Field began a renovation of their own. The field received new grass turf, a new video scoreboard, ball control netting, an irrigation system, and other underground electrical components. With the FIFA World Cup coming to Seattle in 2026, there's no doubt that Championship Field and Seattle as a whole will be seeing lots of action in the next few months.
After 24 years, the Seattle Mariners have made it to the American League Championship. After a 15-inning game that came down to a walk-off single from Mariners infielder Jorge Polanco, the Mariners secured the series against the Detroit Tigers, sending them to the American League pennant. The team's performance has produced a lot of excitement in Seattle, so much so that the crowd's cheers after the walk-off registered as a 3.0 earthquake. The 2025 season has been a special one for the Mariners. Catcher Cal Raleigh has been a key player for the team. Raleigh set the record for most home runs by a catcher, a switch hitter, and all-time Mariners player. At the time of recording, the Mariners are currently tied in the series versus the Toronto Blue Jays and are just 2 wins away from making their first World Series appearance.
And that's all for our first Campus Currents episode of the year.
To read more, check out our website, seattlespectator.com. And remember, stay current, Red Hawks.